Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes. In the bottom right, a Terran player. It's Boris. Sunning out 3 SCVs. Wait, 2 SCVs. 2 SCVs right off the bat. And in the top left, it's Jake Paul. So we already have very aggressive strategies from both sides. Double SCV, pool essentially first. Vespine gas guys are on the way from Jake Paul. But what is the strat? Boris has been inspired by Maru. And it looks like he will be building 2 racks on the opposite side of the map. Now, we saw how that went, or how proxying racks went for Maru and BlizzCon, but this may have been sent in before that point, maybe after, maybe just a disciple of the man himself. This is a Ravager rush, so it appears... Now remember, Bronze League Heroes, of course, isn't so much about being in bronze as having the spirit and the essence and the critical thinking skills of a Bronze League hero. We've had WCS finalists, I reiterate, as Bronze League heroes. But this Boris here, probably not the build he wants against someone who's going for a 1-base roach rush. Immediately already the bunker. No concern as to whether or not there is indeed a hatchery. He's already got a double bunker for the Phantom hatchery on the way. The Marines will be going there. This is almost like cannon rushing. Well, it's essentially like cannon rushing an empty base. He's gonna build a wall at home, and then Jake Paul is gonna start up the Ravager. So both players kind of playing a shadow war right now. Neither understands that their opponent is indeed not going for the strategy they're expecting them to go for. Jake Paul might have an advantage in that sense, as he's playing defense right now. But let's take a look. He goes down the ramp. He sees the bunkers, and he accidentally finds his way. Like, wait a second, what's happening here? Kills the SCV, goes for the bunker. Corrosive Biles even rapid fired out. So, what is the follow-up, though? Another Ravager on the way. He realizes, okay, I'm being bunker rushed. What comes next? The SCV slowly repairing. The Corrosive Bile not quite. It looks like that should be enough. No! Not even close. Another round. Another one. One. Even more. Can there be more? More Marines coming up. They'll distract him. The SCV trying its best to repair. Are there the Corrosive Biles there? They'll buy time. Another round. That should be enough. Knocks it down. The Marines uncovered. But another bunker was already in place, and this has distracted Jake Paul from whatever actions he might want to take on the opposite side of the map. There is a tech lab on the way. At some point, there will be a tank. I assume a tank. Another... Oh, beautiful! I was about to say beautiful out-of-bunker micro, but that's not really a thing. He does dodge, dying to a huge round of Corrosive Biles, but still. These players, yeah, obviously not their first match, but we have yet to determine whether it will be their last. Boris is opting for a tank at the back. He's still building up Marines, so the Marine backstab is a real potential.
Good. Now I have.
Whereas on the other side, we do have Jake Paul with his Ravager. He does not have high ground vision. He did not bring an Overlord close enough. So the tank will siege up. We'll be able to hit it with Corrosive Bile. He does. He does. The tank will get one shot off. A few SCVs in position. More roaches coming up. A supply drop depot, a double depot. But the Marine backstab. It's all on you. There's a Banshee on the way. The tech lab will be repaired. The tech lab, not that important in this scenario. But there is a Banshee on the way. The tech lab was killed, but the Banshee remains in production. They already did the research. The SCV count, he's dipping heavily in supply. The Marines trying to figure out what they want in their lives. How many? 3 SCVs. That's it. He's gonna catch some of the roaches on the way out with the Marine backstab. The Banshee, well, very, very technically, a Banshee could kill all of this. Okay, wait a second. Jake Paul does not have any units at home. He's building like 2 there's not enough to actually... So, the way you win a game of StarCraft is by killing all of your opponent's buildings. That's the very basic level. So, Banshees can kill buildings on the ground, whereas Ravagers cannot kill buildings that fly, which is creating kind of... And a Mule is dropped. He's at 1 SCV. Where is that SCV? Chilling. So the Marines... Okay, wait a second. Jake Paul is scrambling back. He's down to 8 drops. We're under where we started. We're underwater right now. There is no anti-air. There is no anti-air at all. There's nothing to stop the Banshee. It's not even close. All he has to do is dodge. If you can dodge a corrosive bile, you can dodge a loss, as the saying goes.
Good. Now I have your attention.
He's gonna rebuild a tech lab. The Mule gonna be pulled off the line with the very few resources it has to repair. A spore crawler is on the way. There's not enough money to really do anything else. He wants Cloak, but Cloak doesn't really matter against what he's up against. Or maybe he wants another... I don't know. But the Banshee, it all comes down to the Banshee. Somehow we're here. We've made it here. The Banshee going to work. Oh, the Spore Crawler takes a pot shot. He's in position to actually hit the spawning pool. Another Spore. He could hit the Spore. He's right-clicked. Oh, but 2 more Marines. This could make all the difference. Probably won't. Corrosive Bile. Does he know Corrosive Bile hits air? Maybe. Maybe not. Possibly not. Seems like that's a no. That's a pretty hard no, actually. So he's gonna just run across the map, not even chuck it out. There's a chance that he may indeed hit the Banshee with Corrosive Bile. It only takes a few. But, he doesn't. And by the way, I want to point out that Boris has the newest War Chest skin pack, which means he's obviously a professional gamer. Bringing the Banshee back, and he's taking so much damage. But he's up to 1 SCVs. Up! He's in flight! Alright, just give it up on the whole idea. He's just giving it all up. The orbital command has left the main. So now it's just 1 Banshee. Oh, the Marines are here. More drones are being built. Drones not a great counter to Marines. Oh, but the Spore brings it to half HP, but it can still fire. And now there are 3 Marines. He has money to build more roaches, but that, like, no queens have been built either. So the drone count is now, well, there's 0 SCVs. Boris has no mining until he lands his command center and drops a Mule. Oh, the Spore Crawler unburrowed, but why? The Marine, well, I guess the Marines. Wait a second. So I don't know if you guys know this, but hatcheries cannot fly, which is a very important concern in this scenario. There are 9 drones. What? He is very long distance mining. The corrosive. He's hitting. Why don't you shoot? He's hitting the barracks with corrosive bile, but he didn't even try for the Banshee. He's gonna build 2 spore crawlers, giving him just enough money to not be able to build another drone. He's gonna fight, like, he knows how to hit starports, but the Banshee is just far too hard. And he's about to lose. Boris with beautiful Banshee knife round. The drones are back from their pilgrimage. He's building 2 spores. Now, he's actually gonna mine again. So that's a... We're still in limbo right now, because well, Boris is back up to 4 SCVs. Now, his starport is not burning, so will not burn down. The spore crawlers, they're dangerous. If he gets enough, a queen could make the difference, but he's about to lose the spawning pool. The Banshee has 14 kills, and he's building more drones. Without a spawning pool, you cannot build a queen nor spore crawlers. So this is a very important concern for someone who is dying to a single Banshee. Your hero. The spore crawler, I'm not even sure that hits, but this one Banshee. Are we playing a MOBA right now? Because there's just one unit that matters. The Banshee dodges around. The spore crawlers come out. He's on the spore, but the spore will burrow. Does it get a hit off? No. The micro back. The roach one under fire. Gonna get a little closer. All right, the roach one. Wait, is it in range? Oh, beautiful positioning. And now the worker count is 5. Well, he's getting a little closer. Just steps a little closer. Picks his little spore crawler legs. Gets a hit. The Banshee. How intense is this micro? All right, I haven't seen such intense micro since every time you're trying to fucking like use the kitchen at 3 in the morning when people are sleeping. It's like, does this drawer slam? I don't know. Maybe not. Like, be very careful. Like, I'm a guest in this house, so be very careful with the plates. Do I even want to use a plate? I can just use a paper towel. I don't know. Like, yeah, everything's so loud. It echoes. There's no other note. Yeah, like, how long do I microwave it? It's like, wait a second. How long do I microwave? I threw it. The sacred texts. To steal them. I don't know. Get it out of the trash. Oh, the trash bag. I think. The high ground vision. On the Overlord, Jake Paul. Now, somehow the supplies are evening out. He's building Marines again. Is the Overlord safe? No! And the starport survived. There are still some more roaches. He's now building a queen. He's rebuilt the spawning pool. So. The one queen, actually, he's repaired the Banshee, by the way. That's important. And he flies right into the first spore. Already some damage. Spinecrawler, very angry. So somehow we've ended up... What's the worker count? 10 to 15. We're 13 minutes in. Just jump in 13 minutes. He's building 6 lings. Marines are scouting for potential other hatcheries, but those are not coming to fruition. The Overlord knows where the base is, but there's really nothing he can do against a single Banshee. And that's been the story of this whole goddamn game. At this point, the Marine count is starting to reach levels that can actually just win on their own. We're at 20 Marines against 6 roaches and 13 slowlings. So... a baneling nest is on the way, which is not a bad counter to Marines. But the recovery, I appreciate and I respect, and just the focus and the attention paid to that single heroic Banshee. 15 kills, but there were only so many units in the game. Like, we're in a low economy game. 15 units in this game are 500 units in 30 minutes of Cero versus, I don't know, TY or something. That was not a great analogy. But it saved it. Without this Banshee, the game was over 8 minutes ago. Something like that. The slowlings will ignore the Marines. If they just move on a consistent path, maybe the Marines won't be able to spot them. We have another supply drop depot. So, Boris has actually taken the supply. Is that a Liberator? We're going to get the whole variety pack of starport units. A Viking's coming up next. The Banshee at home to defend the Marines as well. The worker count is in favor of the Terran. but he is on a single base. Not that it matters particularly much. More Marines coming out. The Viking, what's up next? Another Banshee. Didn't expect that. But a few Banelings, a couple Queens. There's the very technical counters here. A Liberator sieges up. Oh! Take some pot shots. There is no cloak for these Banshees. The Banelings will complete. The Queen on hold position. Beautiful micro. And then dies because it was on hold position. So very questionable micro.
Your attention.
Another Banshee on the way. The Marine's stepping forward. He's trying to bait him into Liberator range. The worker count's evening up again. The alternative main is getting closer to mining out. Not that close. He didn't have that many SCVs. Another tech lab. He's building another Liberator as we rotate. Oh, but wait! Where are the Queens? Oh, there's one. Going for the hatch. Another Queen about to pop out. Still no cloak for those Banshees. He's going to work. He targets down one. A Spore Crawler micros to the back. And the Queens get both Banshees. Double kill. And suddenly, this push looking significantly less strong. A couple good Baneling connections. Will Boris expand to an alternative natural? Yes, is the answer. Very quickly answered. As we see, Jake Paul, he's gonna... Now seems like he might remember a lair exists at the 17-minute mark. The Viking finds Overlord. The Liberators going forward, but Liberators don't shoot buildings because this isn't co-op. But the Spore Crawler's in range, but he needs to save the day. He needs to save the Spore. The Banelings are coming in the side. The Spore going to work. Banelings closing the distance. They're on the creep in the danger zone. The Marines taking so much damage. The Liberator lives, but the Marines do not. The Queen getting in range. You gotta be quick. The danger. Another Liberator sieging up. Does he have a transfuse? Doesn't matter now. Another Queen. The Liberators raining down freedom where the Marines could not get the job done. Air units, just the constant and just enduring enemy of Jake Paul. More drones. More Queens. The Liberator trying to get back in range. He's building another Liberator. He's had great success. That Spore is not in range. That Spore is overrun by its fans. Spore Crawlers are microing back. Still not how Spores work. The Queen pops out into a whirl of fire. Still not how Spores work. But the Roaches and Lings run past the Freedom Zones. But wait a second. The Liberators are forced into retreat. Jake Paul now has plenty of supply. He's going for the not the Liberator, the Starport. Wherever the Liberator comes from, the Liberator spawning pool. And the Venn diagram of freedom will overlap, but the Starport... He drops a mule for repair! Of course he does. Still no lair. More Queens popping out. He's found great success. There are 3 Marines at home, which I would argue is not enough. And a Viking. The SCVs, the boys will be pulled. Again. Well, actually, they all died last time, so a little different. The SCV's dying for the second time. He's killed 38 workers and counting. He's back down to 3. He's been here before, but this time... will it be too much? He's building another Liberator. There's nothing that kills building. The depots are falling. Jake Paul has held on. Without a lair. A Viking shows up in the main base. Okay. Drones are being sent out. Is he actually expanding? Who knows? But still nothing besides Spore Crawlers that reliably kills Liberators. But the Spore Crawlers can pretty reliably kill the Liberators themselves. That was dumb. That was a dumb count. Oh, he's bringing the queens in and unloading the Concord cannons. Down go 2 queens. Immediately. He's building more. The production under fire, literally and figuratively. And who would expand to your 3rd when you could expand to random locations on the opposite side of the map? Are there any Marines? There are no Marines left. He has to dodge the spore crawlers. That's the world we live in now. He's loaded his last 3 SCVs. The orbital is here. Don't ask why. The orbital can land. There's still no lair. So he still has nothing that can actually kill buildings. The orbital can land and potentially mine under the Freedoms. A barracks is on fire. Everything's in the air. He does even lift. The orbital is coming back home. He's gonna go ahead and just put it at the 3rd, because why not? Jake Paul at some point may actually discover with his Prima strategy guide what a lair is, but we're not entirely convinced. All right, a lot of links. He drops the mules. Okay, so he's got a nice set of freedom zones. He's got a couple more liberated. He can build more. He's gonna live. He's repairing the wrecks. I'm not sure if that's really worth it. More Zerglings being sent out. Dodging the liberators. Doesn't dodge them all. Can he actually have some sort of concentric defense circle here? The answer seems to be yes. All right, so here come the SCVs. In order to reinforce, it's 47 to 3 workers. That's a questionable location to drop the mule. It was a bait mule. All right. Everything's on hold position. Will he ever build a lair? The Lings? Nobody knows. It could go. The roaches at the back. Beautiful micro. The freedom zones don't cover. An SCV. He's building SCVs. The mule goes from repair. Will never get to mine. What a sad life. But he lands. He could build another liberator. Is that the solution? A lair! A lair! Of course, that's where he'd put his lair. Oh, he drags him in. Gets another one. Now, while he did remember, Jake Paul did a Ravager Rush, which means he played his Ravager Rush card. But unfortunately, that card is exhausted from your deck after you use it, which means he's no longer allowed to build Ravagers, as everyone knows. The base in the corner. Jake Paul does not know about it. But he's about to find it. And there's actually no anti-air, so he can kill overlords. Is there any way Jake Paul can lose this game? We have the inevitable Spire about to start. He's got more queens than King Henry. It's a dozen and counting. But there's so much liberation. He's building 4 more. He's really gotten into the queens now. The base is exposed. The factory tried again. A Hydra den. Does he drop it? The Viking, the sick Viking drop micro, going for the drones. He doesn't have that many to spare. Of course, his opponent has 7. The queen comes out. So, who wins this fight? We may never know. Pretty sure the queen. Oh. Brenda! Get my running shoes. Okay. That's a lot of queens. The queens were the right choice. 13 Hydras. On paper should be more than enough. But I don't know if we've ever written anything down because it seems we are somewhat illiterate. Oh, but wait, the queens. The freedom zones. Where are you going? You know, there's a dream. There's a very tiny dream. Bunkers are about to finish. The freedom zones are coming up. As he slowly... oh, God. Oh, my God. He's raining it down in the worst possible position. But does it even matter? A bunker Oh my, oh, the anti-air, are you kidding me? The queen, there are no transfuses. All of the queens are dying. Oh wait, there's one. But the Liberators. He's gonna get the orbital though. He wasn't paying attention. Every single unit will die. That had anti-air, but it doesn't matter. Scorched Earth. The only building. Jake Paul throws out a lowercase d. Which... Okay. Those Liberators. 13 kills, 25. 10. The units lost. Not really telling the story that we've told here so far, but we're 26 minutes in. It is 12 to 102 supply. 23 kills, says Boris. Like that is somehow going to help him. Also, he didn't actually click on the right Liberator. What do you mean 23 kills? It says 25. Boris, obviously, as you understand, doesn't speak English that well. 5 and 3 are very easily confused. But... oh my god. But how does this end? That's the question everybody's waiting on. How does Jake Paul finally finish something? What? Now he's just making up numbers. Oh, wait. Is that the total number? Okay, wait. 25 plus 16 is 41. Plus 10. 51. We did it. And so did he. He took the time to count up the fucking kills. And then announce them. And then now is lifting his buildings. This is where we are. This is what is happening. And now he taps out. So that is the end of the match. Jake Paul will take it. But by no means easily. What a roller coaster. I thought that would be a quick, easy, quick match. But no. Now remember, if you like this match, make sure to like on YouTube, because this will be the only time you ever should be liking Jake Paul.